the end of World War II, Germany split into four parts, each controlled by the Allies and the Soviet Union. The UK, US, and France owned the western parts of Germany, and in the east, the USSR did. The USSR planned to take over the rest of Berlin, then Germany, then Europe. Many people saw that life in West Berlin had much more freedom. The USSR restricted emigration to the west, and they kept their people from going there. To stop the people from fleeing to the west, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev suggested that East Germany should close off any access between East and West Berlin. To prevent more people from fleeing communist control into West Germany, East Germany set up the Berlin Wall. This cut off West Berlin from the rest of East Germany. On August 13, 1961, East Germans permanently closed the border between East and West Berlin. For the Berlin Wall, East German soldiers used barbed wires that were 30 miles long. As a result, families were separated and thousands of jobs were lost in the West. East Germany, realizing that the West was no longer going to take action when closing off, East German authorities became encouraged and increasingly secured checkpoints between East and West Berlin. On August 15th, barbed wire was replaced with concrete, about 6 feet high, made from different building material. It was a wall of concrete blocks. In June of 1962, a second wall was built and more improved. East German authorities thought that it would protect their people from being influenced by a capitalist way of life. Anyone who tried to escape were shot, and there was watchtowers. People tried to escape by using different methods, such as using a hot air balloon, they swam, even zip lining. Around a year later, actually, families of West Berlin, around 4,000, were able to cross for one day with the pass, but of course under an agreement between the West and the East. JFK made a famous speech in Berlin that basically stated that we would defend them if either East Germany or the Soviet army came to attack them. The Four Power Agreement in 1972 improved travel and communications between the two parts of the city and also brought numerous improvements for the people of the western sectors and reestablished ties between the two parts of Berlin. Moving forward over some years, the basic treaty was established, which established normal relations between the two, and another wall was built known as the Border Wall 75. Before the Berlin Wall had fell, 5 years before, Ronald Reagan visited the Berlin Wall and called out the Soviet leader to tear down the Berlin Wall. Just 5 days before the fall of the Berlin Wall, there was a huge protest in the center of East Berlin. 500,000 people, also from East Germany, focused on democratic reforms of East Germany. Finally, on November 9, 1989, the East German minister announced that East Berliners were allowed to cross the border. Tens of thousands of East Berliners already heard the news and crowded the checkpoints in the wall, demanding entry into West Berlin. Because of the German citizens being so eager, they finally stopped trying and let them through the checkpoints without checking identity. Through the following days, people came to the wall with sledgehammers and chipped off souvenirs. The fall of the wall was the first step toward German reunification, which was formally concluded on October 3, 1990.